Yes, next I'll start the assignment in CorelDRAW, right? So that is logo creation in CorelDRAW. Okay, how to do logo? So on there is a text here. I'll type here, then we'll understand. Yeah. So this is a moral publications. On that we are planning a logo, right? So moral publication means it's a publication house on based on the ethics, values, okay, on different stories, okay. So they publish books and all, okay. For them we are planning logo. The name is moral publications. Okay, keep this here. Here I am creating one book. So book means it is a publication also. So I am symbolizing with one book, right? So first let us create a book. Okay, here I am using Alt and keyboard. Click here. I am using Shift to get a straight line. And this is the shape, book shape, and connect to that point node. Okay, this is a page, right? So I want to create one more page here, right? So what I'll do, I'll duplicate this one. So I'm pressing plus on keyboard, so duplicated, and I'm using up arrow, and again right arrow I'm using. Okay, so this is the second page. This will go behind that one. So up to here I'll use this one. Okay, here one more duplicate. I'm taking plus on keyboard, I'm using right arrow, okay, and moving upwards. This is okay. So connected this. Now fill colors, any colors, required colors. I'm using left click here, so you can give any color. Suppose the gray color I'm giving, so the gray color, right? Okay. Before the giving color, these overlap lines, if you want you can cut them, or otherwise you can send them back. Okay, and this is the another one, and again this is the another page. Okay, and send this back. How to do that? Order, and behind this one went back, and select this one and order, so behind this one. Done. Now select all and remove the outlines, none. Okay, and group this. So right click and use Ctrl G. Okay, and take the duplicate of this one. I'm using the plus on keyboard, and here suppose here I'm using Control and get this side. Okay, so that is copied. Okay, and I'm using a right arrow, so I want some gap, little bit gap here. So between these, the spine I'll create. The spine is nothing but there is a thickness. Yes, this is This is the thickness. Done. And if you want, you can give a little bit of curve here. So both sides curve created with the shape tool F10. Okay. Now give color here also. Now we giving bit darker color for this one. So some more darker, and you can use none. Okay. Now select all, and I'm using group. Right. So now this is one book. So behind the book, I want to use a sunrise, because the publication, that publishing for the values, ethics, moral values based on stories, they'll publish. So for the knowledge, right? So to indicate the knowledge and wisdom, for the brightness and all, I'm using the sunrise. Okay. So here I want to create a sunrise. So here I'm using control, and I'm creating using control and creating one circle. Suppose let us use control and shift. So from center we are creating. Okay, this is the round. And make it down. I'm using down arrow. This is all right. So here I want to fill with color. Yeah, this color. I'll send this back, otherwise I'll get this book over on that. So order in front of this. Okay, done. And remove the outline. Okay. And if you want, you can change the color also here. Right, this is the color. Another way, you can choose another one also. That's it. Now I want to create arrays. Okay, 2, 3 arrays. What I'll do, now here we have impact tool is there, right? So I'm using impact tool. So let us create a using shift and creating that look like a sun shape. Okay, those are created. Impact tool created this effects. Here I want to use, suppose this one, this is right, but here I want to reduce the line width, and here I want to increase the spacing also, right? So first increase the spacing. Okay, because sunrise has the few sunrise strokes I want. This is, yeah, these are enough. Okay, and increase the thickness. This is, then change this color to suppose something like orange. Okay, and I'll take the duplicate of this one. So plus on keyboard I'm using, and rotate that one, so you'll get the duplicate of this one, right? Okay, and now we can decrease the size of this one. This is right. Now I can remove this black line. Okay, and select this rays and I'm using right click and a group, okay, and send this to back order. So behind this one, so I went back, unlock this round. Here I want to add so little bit of yellowish, so not exact that much orange. Yeah, this is, and this also I want to use almost the same color. Yes, this is okay. Now select these two, or otherwise select all, and you can group it. Okay, so right click and group. Now here add the text here. So moral publications. For moral publications, I'll divide this text to two parts. So moral publications. So select this and give the center element. Okay. Now I want to use this one. All this. Okay, and right click and order, and in front of this now here I want to give the space, more space, double space here. Okay, so otherwise I'll select this one and I'm using Control X, cut that one, and I'll paste here. Now manually you can adjust this one. So here, moral publications, you can make it bit down. Okay, and change the font. Instead of Arial, you can use other fonts. So suppose this is, I'm using Arial rounded empty. This is, the size is suppose 36. Otherwise I'll give 40. Okay. Yeah. So and, I want to change the color. Instead of this black, I'll take this color and I'll use this one to reddish. Some moral publications. And I'll change this to bit brighter. This is done, right? Now remove this roller here, okay, and select all, everything. So I'm using C on keyboard too, so that everything on center. And select all, right click and a group. Okay, then I want to save this. Okay, so Control S, moral publications. So moral publications. Logo, moral publications logo, saved. Okay, now I want to export this. Okay, so as a JPEG on desktop. And export. Okay, the quality is highest, right? So save this one. It is saved. Now see, it is saved as a JPEG. Okay, but if you want to utilize that one for the printing, the same file you have to export as a PDF. Okay, so export, your export options are there. Okay, and here prepress options are there. There is a bleed limit, preserve half tone screen information, and crop marks. There is a printer's crop marks, file information. File information has some details, the created date and year and time. So maintain OPA links, whatever the links are there, and restart marks. So all marks you can apply. Okay, and say okay. So convert it into the PDF, right? So check this one. Yeah, see. So these are the created file and the date, right? And everything are created here. So this is for printing, and this is for the client review, right? So this is, so here this is the way to create logos in CorelDRAW. Okay, in the coming classes I'll explain more different logos. Yeah? First I started with the easy and simple logos.